What's going on YouTube? It's Felix Page from E-commerce Prosperity and welcome to today's video. Now, I'm going to talk a little bit about my experience selling on Etsy and then how exactly I ended up getting suspended. Now, if you've gone through my channel previously, you will see that most of my content focuses on high-ticket dropshipping. However, I do like to experiment with different platforms of e-commerce. And so I decided to give Etsy a shot. So before I go into a bit of the details, just give you a little bit of background. So basically, I was selling a product really well on my Shopify store. It was a low ticket product for about $20, $18, $20. And then I decided to upload it onto Etsy. And bear in mind that I've had pretty much no experience on Etsy. I don't really know how the platform works, except that it's a very popular marketplace for buyers. So I thought, why not? It's relatively easy setting up an account and then getting the product listed. So anyway, I'm not going to give away the product I am selling, just because it is still selling quite well on my other Shopify store, and I don't really want to hinder my competition. But I'll definitely show you guys how I did on Etsy. So if we jump over to the stats here, and this will pull up all my sales information. Alright, so here we go. Page loaded. I set it just for the month of May because that's when all my sales are generated. And as you can see, did 44 orders, total revenue $856.25. Total views 1,813, total visits 1,228. So off the top of my head, that's about a 2.5% conversion rate. So it was pretty good. It was pretty good in terms of a conversion rate, and it makes sense because Etsy is a buyer's platform. So down here you can see the historical graph of sales. I listed the product at the start of May. After a couple of days it started to get an order, and then another, and then a couple more days of nothing, and then after I got the third order I sort of realized what I was working with. I had a little bit of an explore on Etsy and I saw that no one else was selling this product that I was selling. So at this point here, this is when I started to run some advertising on Etsy, and I'm about to show you how the advertising on Etsy works. And as you can see, the orders started to grow day by day, and it was also quite convenient because this was around the time of Mother's Day and the product itself made a fantastic gift. So I was riding on that trend too. After Mother's Day it died out, but it was still easily selling a couple units each day up until about the 16th of May, and then from this point, this is when my ad account got shut down, or my whole Etsy account got shut down, I should say. So they suspended my account, and I'm going to go into detail about why that happened. But let me pull up my promoted listings and show you why Etsy is such an amazing platform. So as I said, not only is it a buyer's platform, but advertising costs are pretty cheap. If you ever used Facebook for advertising, you'll know that the costs can be quite expensive and the ROIs can be difficult. But essentially what I did here was I set up my ads on, what day was it? I think it was the 8th, and they started growing quite significantly. I'd spent $116. Out of those 44 orders that were generated, 19 of them came from ads. And the revenue was $380. So that's well over a 3 times ROI, with an average cost of purchase around $6. So these are very good metrics to work on. And the other great thing about Etsy is that it doesn't bill you. It won't necessarily bill you for the advertising. It will just take it off your total revenue generated on the platform. So if you're making sales every day, then what Etsy does is they just deduct your ad costs for the day, your ad spend for that particular day, from the sales generated. So it's sort of it's quite good for cash flow. As you can see here, like the most I spent was like $30, $29 on one day, and then that $29 would just be deducted from the sales made that day. So this makes it really good for cash flow. If you don't necessarily want to be fronting up for advertising costs, you can just have it deducted off the sales you generate. But you do have to bear in mind that if you don't make sales that day, Etsy will then bill your credit card or debit card on file. So like any advertising platform, you do have to set up your billing integrations, which is super simple. And then on top of that, you set up your payment details. So your bank account, as long as your country is supported by Etsy, and then Etsy can pay out every single day, pretty much. And when it comes to actually setting up the ads, literally you come down to here and there will be a listing of every single product you have on your Etsy store, and then you just have a turn on button. So there'll be a turn on button next to each one, and then you can set up your bids for your average cost per click. So depending on the product you're selling, your profit margins, how many sellers there are, you might want to set a higher bid. Otherwise, if you're one of the few sellers, then you can probably start low. And the key here I found with the Etsy advertising platform is that if you start with a low bid and then just monitor each day, and if you're happy with how the clicks are going, you can increase the price a little bit more, and then as long as the clicks keep coming and the sales are generating, just keep increasing your bid. Obviously, you don't want to raise it to a point where you're like eating into too much of your profit, but once you've got a sustainable cost per click and you're getting enough traffic coming through and purchases, you're in a very well optimized position. So that is that's the advertising platform on Etsy. Again, you can see the insane ROI. Let me talk a little bit about the suspension and why I got suspended. So as I said at the start, I was pretty naive with Etsy. I haven't really spent much time on the platform. My focus is on high ticket dropshipping with Shopify and Google Ads. I do spend a little bit of time playing around with some cheap products on Facebook, but for the bulk of it, it's on Google with expensive items. So I received this email from Etsy here, and this was on the 17th. So this was after I really started scaling with the sales. And basically, they told me they suspended my account. After reviewing the shop, it looks like the listings don't meet Etsy's market criteria. So I wasn't aware of this market criteria, but basically, in order to sell on Etsy, the products have to be unique. So basically, they have to be designed and created by you. So at this point, I was drop shipping a product from AliExpress. So I had no role in the design or creation of the product. And you can see here, they even sent an example of one of my listings, and then like the exact same product can be found on Amazon. And the ironic thing was that the example they sent was not the product I was selling. But yeah, basically, if you're going to sell on Etsy, you're going to get shut down if you're drop shipping from AliExpress. The only way you can really succeed on Etsy is if you have your own products. So maybe if you have your own handcrafted jewelry, or custom designed jewelry, and you have your own packaging, your own brand, all that, and you actually handle a lot of the logistics behind it, then Etsy is going to be an amazing marketplace for you. The advertising is super low cost compared to Facebook, and there's a ton of buyers on the platform, as you can see from my ROIs. So that's basically bringing into summary my experience on Etsy. I definitely will consider Etsy in the future if I find myself in a position with a very unique product, whether it's one of my own or one of my clients or students, because it's definitely, I think, an unutilized marketplace. But that's pretty much all from me. I'm about to get back to my high ticket drop shipping ventures. If you haven't checked out the rest of my channel, have a look at some of my high ticket drop shipping videos, basically where I explain how the model works. We sell expensive product like furniture for $1,500. We use domestic supply in the United States. We get a 20-30% discount. We're looking at anywhere between $300 to $500 profit per sale. And we work off a model of selling less and making more profit. Okay, so definitely check out some of the videos in my channel. So check out the link in the comments and in the description for a free training where I go into a bit of depth about how this business model works. Other than that, I appreciate you guys and your attention. You guys have a wonderful day, and I'm out.